Salutations. I am Marduk, and this is tablet number 6 of the Epic of Gilgamesh, translated by N.K. Saunders. Quick recap of tablet number 5. Gilgamesh and Enkidu meet the evil demon Humbaba. They battle him and have them at his mercy. Humbaba begs for mercy, and Enkidu advises to slay him. They slay him. They basically pull him inside out. And then they cut down the giant cedar tree to make a door 72 cubits high, which is approximately 32 meters, which works out to be the size of a 10-story building. It is a big tree. They then sail this tree down the river back home. Enkidu steers the raft while Gilgamesh holds Humbaba's head. Arriving back in Uruk, they're in for a bit of a surprise. Now let us begin tablet number 6. Gilgamesh washed his long hair and cleaned his weapons. He flung back his hair from his shoulders. He threw off his stained clothes and changed them for new ones. He put on his royal robes and made them fast. When Gilgamesh had put on the crown, glorious Ishtar lifted her eyes. Seeing the beauty of Gilgamesh, she said, "Come to me, Gilgamesh, and be my husband. Grant me seed of your body. Let me be your bride, and you shall be my husband. I will harness for you a chariot of lapis lazuli and gold, with wheels of gold and horns of copper. You shall have mighty demons of the storm as draft mules. When you enter our house, in the fragrance of cedarwood, threshold and throne will kiss your feet. Kings, rulers, and princes will bow down before you. They shall bring you tribute from the mountains and the plain. Your ewes shall drop twins, and your goats triplets. Your pack ass shall outrun mules. Your oxen shall have no rivals, and your chariot horses shall be famous far off for their swiftness." Gilgamesh opened his mouth and answered glorious Ishtar, "If I take you in marriage, what gifts can I give in return? What ointments and clothing for your body? I would gladly give you bread and all sorts of food fit for a god. I would give you wine to drink fit for a queen. I would pour out barley to stuff your granary. But as for making you my wife, that I will not. How would it go with me? Your lovers have found you like a brazier which smolders in the cold, a back door which keeps out neither squall of wind nor storm, a castle which crushes the garrison, pitch that blackens the bearer, a waterskin that chafes the carrier, a stone which falls from the parapet, a battering ram turned back from the enemy, a sandal that trips the wearer. Which of your lovers did you ever love forever? What shepherd of yours has pleased you for all time? Listen to me while I tell the tale of your lovers. There was Tammuz, the lover of your youth. For him you decreed wailing year after year. You loved the many-colored roller, but still you struck and broke his wing, and now in the grove he sits and cries, "Kapi, kapi, my wing, my wing." You loved the lion, tremendous in strength, yet 7 pits you dug for him, and 7. You have loved the stallion, magnificent in battle, yet for him you decreed the whip, the spoor, and a thong, to gallop 7 leagues by force, and to muddy the waters before he drinks, and for his mother, Silili, lamentation. You have loved the shepherd of the flock. He made meal cake for you day after day. He killed kids for your sake. You struck and turned him into a wolf, and now his herd boys chase him away. His own hounds worry his flanks. And did you not love Ishulanu, the gardener of your father's palm groves? He brought you baskets filled with dates without end. Every day he loaded your table. Then you turned your eyes on him and said, "Dearest Ishulanu, come here, let us enjoy your manhood. Come forward and take me, I am yours." Ishulanu answered, "What are you asking from me? My mother has baked and I have eaten. Why should I come to such as you for food that is tainted and rotten?" For when he was a screen of rushes, sufficient protection from the frosts. But when you heard his answer, you struck him, and he was changed into a blind mole deep in the earth, one whose desire is always beyond his reach. And if you and I should be lovers, should I not be served in the same fashion as all these others you loved once? When Ishtar heard this, she fell into a bitter rage. She went up to high heaven. Her tears poured down in front of her father Anu and Antum, her mother, and she said, "My father, Gilgamesh has heaped insults upon me. He has told me all over about my abominable behavior, my foul and hideous acts." Anu opened his mouth and said, "Are you a father of the gods? Did you not quarrel with Gilgamesh the king? So now he has related your abominable behavior, your foul and hideous acts?" Ishtar opened her mouth and said again, "My father, give me the bowl of heaven to destroy Gilgamesh. Fill Gilgamesh, I say, with arrogance to his destruction. But if you refuse to give me the bowl of heaven, I will break in the doors of hell and smash the bolts, and there will be confusion of the people, these above with those from the lower depths. I shall bring up the dead to eat food like the living, and the hosts of the dead will outnumber the living." Anu to the great Ishtar, "If I do what you desire, there will be 7 years of drought throughout Uruk, when corn will be seedless husk. Have you saved grain enough for the people and grass for the cattle?" Ishtar replied, "I have saved grain for the people, grass for the cattle, for 7 years of seedless husks. There is grain and there is grass enough." When Anu heard what Ishtar had said, he gave her the bowl of heaven to lead by the halter down to Uruk. When they reached the gates of Uruk, the bull went to the river, and with his first snort cracks open the earth. 100 young men fell to their death. With his second snort cracks open, 200 fell down to their deaths. With his third snort cracks open, Enkidu doubled over it, but instantly recovered. He dodged aside and leapt on the bull and seized it by the horns. The bowl of heaven foamed in his face. It brushed with him the thick of its tail. Enkidu cried to Gilgamesh, "My friend, we boasted we would leave the enduring names behind us. Now thrust in your sword between the nape and the horns." So Gilgamesh followed the bull. He seized the thick of its tail. He thrust the sword between the nape and the horns and slew the bull. And when they had killed the bull of heaven, they cut out its heart and gave it to Shamash, and the brothers rested. But Ishtar rose tip and mounted the great wall of Uruk. She sprang onto the tower and uttered a curse. "Woe to Gilgamesh, for he has scorned me in killing the bull of heaven." When Enkidu heard these words, he tore out the bull's right thighs and tossed it in her face. If I could lay my hands on you, it is this I should do to you, and lash the entrails to your side." When Ishtar called together her people, the dancing and singing girls, the prostitutes of the temple, the courtesans, over the thigh of the bull of heaven, she sat up lamentation. But Gilgamesh called the smiths and the armorers, all of them together. They admired the immensity of the horns. They were plated with lapis lazuli, 2 fingers thick. They were 30 pounds each in weight. Their capacity in oil was 6 measures, which he gave to the guardian, his personal god, Lugobanda. But he carried the horns into the palace and hung them on the wall. They washed their hands in the Euphrates. They embraced each other and went away. They drove through the streets of Uruk, where the heroes gathered to see them. Then Gilgamesh called to the singing girls, "Who is most glorious of the heroes? Who is most eminent among men?" "Gilgamesh is the most glorious of heroes. Gilgamesh is the most eminent of men." And now there was feasting and celebration of joys in the palace till the heroes lay down, saying, "Now we will rest for the night." When in daylight came Enkidu and cried to Gilgamesh, "Oh, my brother, such a dream I had last night." And thus ends tablet number 6. Stay tuned for our next adventure in tablet 7, when we pick up where we've left off and follow up with Enkidu's dream. Carrying on. Thanks for listening to me, Marduk, in my reading of these tablets of the ancient epic of Gilgamesh. I hope you're enjoying them, listening to them as I am making them. Please comment if you wish, like it if you wish. Otherwise, we'll see you next time for tablet number 7. Thank you, take care, and I'll see you next time.